Deon.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be back.
Oh, good to have you back. I'm going to tell you right now, today's workout just about blew me away. I'm telling you, I was trying to muster up my energy for a meeting this morning, get on the calls, and I was like, y'all don't even know. I'm ready to go back to sleep. But you really know your stuff, and it's so clear because my body is experiencing it. Yeah. And today you really wanted to talk to us about building muscle, right? And the importance of this for everyone.
Right.
Tell us more.
Yes, well, thank you. Let's start out with the first topic, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about, building muscle. How important is it? It is fundamental to any type of progression with the goals that you have in mind. So what I mean by that is we have to be really really competent on what we're doing in the gym as far as these exercises, especially if we're really separating our time for that, because we want to get the most bang for our buck. Yeah. We don't want to waste time. We only have so much time, so we want to be as effective as possible. Also, what we do just during the day, you know what I mean? Just like walking up the stairs, parking in certain locations, shopping in the mall or whatever have you. Each thing to kind of increase your calorie burn will definitely make an overall difference in your muscle appeal.
Well, one of the things that you were telling me about too that I found fascinating was you see a trend, in body type. So men and women, you were saying, look, the women always really good on the legs, the lower body, they're good on that, and the men are good on the upper. And so being able to balance it out is really important too, right?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. And a good point that you hit on. We really got to destroy that misconception, you guys. We have to work out the entire body. I know women usually don't want to be too cut and too broad shoulder, and men maybe don't want as much glutes or whatever have you, or maybe think more attention's on the upper body. There's no need for the legs. But your body knows no difference. Your calf needs to be worked out just as much as that bicep. Mm-hmm. That woman needs to do bench press, you know what I mean? That man needs to be doing squats and lunges in bridges. And we kind of start to marry exercises to genders. And exercises have no role, you guys. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Even working the inner thigh, that's not just a feminine thing. Men need that too. And working out your triceps, that's not just a masculine thing. Women need that too. And the total position of your body's muscles increase the total caloric burn of your body, which ultimately adjusts your metabolism and really determines how much you burn, and really kind of has you be, this is what I got to do to keep my body. So it's very important to really be universal in your workouts and to be full in your workouts, and do not neglect a muscle. I cannot emphasize that enough. Do not neglect. Hit those arms, ladies, and guys, hit those glutes.
Yeah. Well, you also brought a friend here today.
Yes,
I mean, a real image for us to see when we talk about muscle building. And honestly, it's a real indicator. I mean, of what you're talking about here. Right. Our muscles are all over the body.
Yes.
And so you have to be able to have these coordinated efforts for the full body to be getting the workout that it needs. I feel like that was me today, y'all. I mean, some of that, what I experienced this morning was compound workouts. Tell us more.
Yes, so compound workouts, right? So Jesse, come over here. His name's Jesse, y'all. So when I mean compound workouts, is working the entire chain. So that's multiple chains at once versus kind of isolated movements, which is kind of a focused bicep curl, right? Mm-hmm. So kind of what we did earlier today, we did a common squat to shoulder press. Yeah. That was working the entire anterior. Anterior means front. I'm going to be shooting some vocabulary through you guys all throughout these episodes. Mm-hmm. So the interior, aka front of the body, which we activated those quads. We had a lot of the core engaged, and we did all the way up to the chest and deltoids with the arms with that chest press. And that was a 1 rep. So we activated the entire chain. So that's always going to be more of a caloric burn. So our goal is really on muscle function, neural pathway connection, and really on increasing that calorie burn. So those type of workouts are going to be really good, as opposed to isolated workouts, right? Like the curl. like just a single squat, which kind of focus on a set group, we kind of sometimes want to go heavier or even do more intense to build strength in that muscle. You get what I'm saying? So once again, you're supposed to do that evenly. That's where we get in trouble, doing isolated and for a steady amount of time and not giving fair treatment to all the other ones. So the rule of thumb, if you're not going to do isolated workouts to the whole, stick to compound movement because you're always going to get a good, clean, full workout.
Well,
yes.
yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And we talked about this a little bit earlier today in terms of a lot of the machines at the gym are focused on the isolated movement. And so there's this misconception that like, hey, I just need to do one, you said it today, 1 rep on every machine. And that's not really the way that you can do this. And so tell us more about just, some folks that may have that gym membership that may be like, look, I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but they really need to be incorporating other movements and not just using the machines, right?
Exactly. The machines don't make the muscle grow. The philosophy in which you use them do. So what I really mean by that is muscles require stimulus. And it needs to be a certain amount of stimulus to encourage a certain amount of growth. That can only happen through load, intensity, duration, and consistency of those 3 factors over an extended amount of time. So once again, it's improbable for you to do an isolated workout on the full body. You would be in the gym scientifically for hours. And on top of that, you couldn't scientifically do it functionally because you would burn out of your glucose stores well before you hit your other body parts, meaning that your other body parts will lack the intensity just due to the food storage because of your energy usage. So when you think of isolating, when you think of those machines, you always want to think of plan. If you're coming into the gym once a week, let's not go to the isolated machines, right? We don't have time to fully engage the entire chain. I'm going to recommend cable machines that kind of incorporate the full body mechanics, dumbbells, kind of full range motion, even body weights. Without the machine, you're going to do more justice. Now, if you do have frequency in the gym, we do want to use those machines because we can have a shoulder day. Next day, we can have a leg day. Next day, we can have a arm day and core day. Or, we can mix and tie those any type of way that we want to and subdivide those depending on the number of days that you reach. But the one thing in common is they're hitting each muscle group. You know what I mean? They're just not hitting it in that day. So the question is, when you go to the gym, what does your schedule look like? Are you a one-time gym goer? Hit those cable machines, hit those free motion machines, get your full body in the compound movements that we were talking about together. But if we're kind of living in the gym, right, multiple times a day, let's get creative. Not to say let's still do cables and everything else, but we can kind of really focus on niche muscles and really target groups because at that point we have higher goals or at least have an urgency to get to them, which ultimately will increase your progress.
Well, this is so fascinating to me. I mean, because I'm, learning as I'm doing with you on the daily basis. So there's so much there. And one of the things that was really intriguing to me was when you talked about when you feel that fatigue, when you feel that burn, that's when a lot of people want to stop. But that's the point where they should really press on. We need to understand more about this because I think, people feel that and they go, okay, my body is telling me to stop. But there's something there in terms of really building the muscle right in that moment.
Yes. Once again, you are hitting on the points. Yes. Muscle burn, living in the burn, right? Call upon your ancestors. It is critical that we understand the concept of stimulus breeds about progression, okay? So a certain amount of stimulus over a certain threshold is going to encourage muscle growth and metabolic rate increase and ultimately more fat burn capacity. So with that stimulus, we need to understand that before the burn, if I'm able to talk to you, just chill, it's doing nothing. Your body has already adapted to it. It already has the appropriate calories and the muscle tone to comply with that. Henceforth, you're not feeling the burn. Your body's already good. There's no need to develop. So your body's just chilling. Hey, the brain, no need to develop, y'all. Same old thing. Rep 8. Ooh, right? That's where you start to feel that burn. All right, guys, we're burning here. This is not normal. Do we need to develop? I don't know, maybe. Now, the longer you can stay in that burn, right? Under load, under rep, under time. This is all different types of intensity. Under stretch, different intensities, right? The longer you can stay in, the more that mind and the body's telling you, okay, we do got to adjust. Okay, we do got to adjust. Okay, we do got to adjust. So after that burn rate, right, when it's done, and it's temporary, the one thing I'll tell you, the burn rate always goes away about the same time way. Just kind of dissipates in a few seconds, right? So after that, you want to ask yourself, did you get all your money? You get what I'm saying? Because that is where the gym progression is happening, in the burn. If, ladies and gentlemen, just because you walk through that gym does not mean you're burning calories. That phone in between reps, if you're not in the burn, just like in that burn, that's the only thing increasing you to progress. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? Other than that, you're just sustaining and maintaining. Good. If that's our goal, maintaining. But if it's progression, which is 80% of my clients, we want to, increase that stimulus. So that burn, that love for the burn, fall in love with it differently. Like, the longer you stay in there, the more bang of your buck. And that's just a thing.
This is, I love it because, we could talk about this stuff all day. The truth of the matter is that, I am learning how to fall in love with the burn. I didn't come there with it initially, but I am learning because in my mind, I just keep visualizing what my goal is, my end goal. And I'm like, if I don't keep pressing right now, I won't see it. So there's something that is also logical for me, and it just clicks. But it's because of what you bring to the table, and you always give me, hey, this is what we're going to do today. This is what we're focusing on. So I have an understanding of it. Of course, I'm loving these Fitness Fridays. I'm so grateful that you can bring your expertise to the day with Trae. Every time, you got to let them know, how do they find you, Body Mechanic? If they are ready to learn how to love the burn, how do they find you?
Thank you. As always, and like I said before, you can catch me on Fridays, Fit Fridays. We are here with Trae. Once again, we're going to be on Airport Way, www.holisticcoalitionnw.com. Please, the best way to see me is to always see an appointment. I will be competing in Denmark, as will my team going on. The lovely Karita will be with me for the International Massage Championship. We are bringing all these talents back to Seattle, so we do have a GoFundMe for support there. You can definitely look us up there. Follow us on all major platforms, the Facebooks, the Instagrams. And please, once again, reach out to us. Email us if you have any questions, holisticcoalition@gmail.com. And once again, www.holisticcoalitionnw.com for the appointments, because there's no better way than to see me live and in person for you. So book your appointment now.
There we go. Deon BodiMeChanik, killing it once again. Thank you so much for this relationship, because he's getting me right, y'all. I promise you, he's getting me right. Appreciate these Fitness Fridays.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, y'all.